Miss Rodeo Wyoming, Reata Cook. Since we last chatted in April, you said back then you hadn't done a whole lot of traveling or appearances, but that was April. A lot has changed between then and now. What's been going on?
Yeah, so I have been able to travel to a lot of rodeos with the summer run coming on. I was in Miles City in May for the bucking horse sale, and then in June I got to travel down to Cortez, Colorado and North Platte, Nebraska, and then I've gotten to get a few state queens to come up to Wyoming. I was in Cody this last weekend, and Miss Rodeo Nevada, Miss Rodeo New Mexico, and Miss Rodeo America got to attend the Cody Stampede over the 4th of July.
So during their visits here and all that, what have you shown them? What have you impressed them with?
Yeah, so in Cody there's so much history. We got to learn so much about Buffalo Bill and his Wild West show, and they were just so intrigued of the beauty of Wyoming. Now, it was pretty rainy in Cody, and so they're like, it could snow at any minute, but they had so much fun in Cody, and I can't wait to see them all in Cheyenne.
Now that the schedule has picked up some and all that, it's this kind of bit more what you were expecting when you accepted the title of Miss Rodeo Wyoming?
Yes, I have been on the road. I am so happy to be back in my hometown just for a week or so at the Sheridan Rodeo this week, and then have a couple days to do laundry and repack my truck and then get on the road again.
What does the future hold?
I head down to Cheyenne Frontier Days, and then the Wind River Rodeo in Riverton, and then I'm going to head on over hopefully to Dodge City, Kansas for the Miss Rodeo Kansas pageant and Dodge City Days.
There's a lot more coming. I mean, I know, granted, that we're still like midway through the summer, and you'll have some fall rodeos as well. I know school kind of shows up. There's some weekend rodeos too and all that. So this is kind of like the real busiest part of your schedule. Do things kind of settle down a little bit when fall gets here?
Yes, so I will have the 2024 Miss Rodeo Wyoming pageant during Wyoming State Fair in August, and then one more rodeo in August, and then once September, October, November hit, it's just a couple things here and there, and my mindset on Miss Rodeo America.
Excellent. So now you've been to other places and all that, and what's been the reaction you've been getting from other people in the other states you've been to?
Yeah, it's just every rodeo crowd is pretty much the same, but we do get to go to some very tourist-heavy rodeos, and it's so fun for tourists to come up to us and be like, oh my goodness, what are you? And tell me more about like why you are dressed the way you are. And so we have gotten to share some of our rodeo queen attire and stories with those people. And
you tell them that Wyoming actually does exist.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. What have you been telling them? Some people, I'm sure they've never been to Wyoming, so what do you tell them when they ask you about it?
Well, it holds so much history, the first national park, we allowed women to vote first, and just so much history comes in Wyoming, and wide open spaces, of course. Through my travel, I am very lucky that I live in the state that I do, and there's not a whole lot of traffic, but we are here in Sheridan during Wild Week, so the traffic did pick up quite a bit.
You partially touched on my next question here. Now, this is your homecoming of sorts, as you will, you being a former Miss Sheridan Wild Rodeo Queen and all that. So what's the kind of feel now that you got a little bit of a different crown on you?
It is so humbling, and I'm so honored to come back to Sheridan as Miss Rodeo Wyoming and just show Sheridan how far I've come from my junior princess title back in 2012, and I'm just so excited to be able to carry the American flag at the Sheridan Wild Rodeo and just spend some time with the other royalty that will be attending and just be home.
The rodeos you've been to Wyoming so far and all that, when they introduce you, when you're out there doing your thing and all that, what's been the general crowd reaction? Hey, here's Miss Rodeo Wyoming. What's been the crowd reaction like?
Usually the announcer goes, do we have anybody from the Cowboy State? And of course, Cowboy State is the best state, and crowds roar. It's awesome.